Fear.
Fear, yeah. So when we talked a couple weeks ago, or a couple months, probably a couple months,
Yeah.
month ago now. It was beginning of January.
Wow. Was it beginning of January or was it before New Year's? I think it was before New
It was
Year's.
before New Year's. It was right after
Yeah.
Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about the fear that we all face as far as we want to start our own business, we want to start our own thing, and going out there and doing it. So
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. You had some really cool stuff about your story and in venturing out, and I'd love to dive into that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has fears. It, it can be anything, right? I mean, some simple fears is being in front of a camera. Fear, a big fear of people is failure. But until you really dive into it, until you try to look at it and take it head on, that's a big moment in your life. And I feel like you don't really understand your fear until you're falling,
Hmm.
right? You're not winning, you're hitting walls, you're trying to get something done, you get comfortable, you don't want to leave your comfort zone. I mean, once you kind of start breaking down, building yourself up, you really understand who you really are.
Yeah.
A lot of these fears we don't really know because we never really pay attention to them until the moment comes. And then what do? Super Bowl, perfect example, right? So starting your own business. Yeah. A lot of people know what they're doing, they're experts at what they're doing, but they got the backing of a company. And that's what we always had. I made a ton of excuses of why I didn't want to start my own company. And it's hard to accept and say that they were excuses, right? Oh, I can't because finances, and I can't do this and I can't do that, and you're like,
Well, because the positions we're at in our company, we're like the personally developed people, right? We're
yes,
leading people. People are looking towards us, and so we don't want to make those excuses. We don't want to come off as weak. We're teaching these people this stuff. I was going to work every day
exactly,
saying, "You could live your dreams," and
yeah.
then I'm like, "Ah, "Why am I not living my dreams?"
You live yours, not mine. You,
Not
you do
mine.
you do you.
I had this notion like I'm gonna tell my son he can live life. You can go to achieve anything you want, and I'll just make this sacrifice and work here the rest of my life so he can
Yeah,
go do that. And it's like,
yeah.
why in the world would he even listen to me?
And that's a big point, right? I mean, it's interesting because it's all the phrases, all the quotes, and everything, motivational, memes and whatnot that we look at, and it's funny. I've looked at the same ones for so many years,
Yeah.
but you kind of get a point in your life where you look at them in a different way. These words, right? And we're trying to motivate people with what we're doing at our levels, whether it's director, VP, and whatnot. And you're not really looking at yourself. Again, you kind of go with that. You have the backing of the company. You're comfortable. You got your office, but then you got to do it on your own. It's almost like when you're interviewing for a job, right? When you really want the job, you're like, you can go into negotiations and you're like, you just throw it down. You're like, I know this risk and information, and then you're like, all right, you got to fight for yourself. You kind of freeze at times. You get nervous. It's a whole different negotiation, right?
Yep.
So fear is just funny. And one of the quotes that we talked about before, if you think it, you will achieve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one quote that I've heard so many times for so many years, but it doesn't really hit you until a certain point in your life when you're trying to do something. And then we talk about the negativity part of it, right? Because people are always thinking, yeah, great. If I think that I can achieve it, if I think I can achieve it, but then there's two sides of that coin. If you don't think you can do it, if you're negative about it, you will achieve that negativity. You will achieve nothing, in a sense.
Something that no matter what people I've talked to, it just reaches across all races, all genders,
Yeah.
all standings in life. That if whatever you believe is is true.
Yeah.
And so you can't out earn your belief system.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with so many salespeople over the years, and if they don't believe they can make money where they're at, they're going to prove themselves right.
Yeah.
They're going to go out there and look for those reasons and be like, see, I told you I couldn't do it. See, I told you I couldn't do it. See, I
Yes.
told you this company was a scam. They're
Yeah.
going to look for all those reasons to justify why they're not successful.
Yeah. And that's tough.
It's tough.
It's really, really tough because you do hit walls. When you're going at 100 miles an hour, again, you and I talked about this, and you get the doors closed or nobody's opening the door. You're knocking and knocking. You're knocking on 100 doors and not one opens.
Yep.
And you keep hearing the keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's always sometimes I'll think about when you're watching the Indiana Jones movies or whatever, and you're taking that wrong step.
Yeah.
That brick is gonna break, and you're like, oh man. But we have to understand that every step that we take, we might have to take a step back for that one step we move forward with.
Yep.
Might have been a mistake, but it's a learning curve, right? You learn from that mistake.
Oh yeah.
So, one step forward, two steps back. But again, I've heard that so many times. Now you really understand it. If I want to get from here to one end, I know I have to take these steps to get there. It's either going to be the right, this step, that step. Might have to go back, go around, but I'm going to get there.
We're gonna get there.
As long as you have that vision of continuing to fight, you're going to get there. As long as you have the vision that when you fall, your mentality is you have to get back up, you're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that fall that don't know what to do next. And they get stuck in the moment of, I don't know what to do next. You have to get up.
If you get up.
Forget about what all these other things that you need to do.
Yep.
You have to get up before you do anything.
You're either winning or you're learning. So if you're not winning, don't beat yourself up because you lost or because you failed or because you made that mistake. You can sit and dwell on that mistake for forever.
Yeah.
People say they're having a bad day and it's because they woke up late and then they realized they were low in gas and they ran out of gas, right? But as soon as they fix that problem, they have the opportunity to move on with their day.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity to make it whatever day they want to.
Yeah.
But people say I've had a bad day because they start focusing on that negative stuff that happened,
Yeah.
and they find more negative things and find more reasons to make it a negative day.
Yeah, I mean 100%, and you always get the bad start. All right, I'll do better tomorrow. Today's still here.
Yeah.
Today is still here. You spill coffee on yourself, sucks. But okay, either go change your shirt or deal with it.
Yep.
Because you got things that you need to do.